On September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk was assassinated at Utah Valley State University. Of course, it shocked the entire nation, both on the left and on the right. And once it settled in that Charlie Kirk had passed away, a lot of people, even across the world, started making a very interesting comparison.
I said to you, I felt Charlie Kirk getting killed is actually a bigger moment, a more seismic moment in history than the Martin Luther King getting killed.
What?
Right?
Is that right?
Now let's look at the historical.
Yeah, see, this is why people say fuck Charlie Kirk, bro. Cause, bro, my God. The masses, bro, I can't do nothing about it, so I ain't gonna beat myself up about it, be mad about it. But, bro, his dad is the literal architect for Trump Towers. How much more of a plant does he have to be? How much more information? Bro, they still have yet to come. Bro, there's still unanswered questions. Come on, man. This is a fucking joke.
Getting killed. Right?
This is a joke.
Now let's look at the historical impact of what the guy is saying. Seems like to me he's South African, but I've heard this particular statement before, and it just doesn't make sense. Now don't get me wrong, when Charlie Kirk passed away, a lot happened. People got fired from.
See, it feels like that to them because of the internet and how hard how big of a deal they made this about Charlie Kirk. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's all set up, bro. Why are they still not coming with all the information, bro? It don't take that long,
Their
man.
jobs.
Let it be me or you that done it, bro.
Just for making
Cook.
fun of him.
But no accident.
The same thing that happened with Martin Luther King. After MLK's assassination, there were riots in over 100 U.S. cities. His death forced immediate federal action, which we now know as the Fair Housing Act of 1968, which was passed days later. And his death marked the end, or the symbolic end, of the classical.
That's what it took. He had to die for them to change the fucking law, bro.
Civil rights era. Meanwhile, Charlie Kirk's death yielded no laws, no reforms,
right. No riots.
No riots.
He's right, you know.
He ain't lying.
So I want to deal with this whole MLK versus Charlie Kirk comparison.
It's not even comparable.
Because this is something that
the Dr. Martin Luther King, doctor. It's not comparable.
A lot of the people on the white right was saying. In some cases, you may hear that Charlie Kirk was greater than MLK, but what you're hearing usually is Charlie Kirk was our version of MLK, or this generation's version of MLK.
The whites version of MLK. You know why? Because whites are going to become the minority by 2050. Whites will be the minority if they don't start making babies. If they don't stop fucking black niggas having babies with black niggas. You know what I'm saying? Whites quickly becoming a minority. This is statistically proven.
Or this generation.
They're like 58% right now in America, bro. The Mexicans is passing everybody.
Version of MLK. And when you talk about Martin Luther King, you talk about somebody who is the ultimate moral authority. A man who confronted the system with nonviolence. A man who didn't react publicly to scrutiny or racism. And this is why conservatives try to demolish the moral authority of Martin Luther King. And it's interesting, for a person that is being compared to Martin Luther King, Charlie Kirk once said this.
As far as what I said, yes, I mean, Martin Luther King, happy to go into it, very troubled past, you know, well-known all that sort of stuff, right?
Well, no, what?
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the you think you is?
Let's talk about this claim about Martin Luther King being a rapist or cheating on his wife. Now, there is evidence from Reverend Ralph Abernathy himself that Martin Luther King was engaged in extramarital affairs. But this particular claim was put out by J. Edgar Hoover. The FBI alleged, without public evidence, that MLK engaged in sexual misconduct and worse. They considered him a threat, wiretapped him illegally, tried to black him into suicide, and then fed negative stories, to the media. But if they had this evidence that Martin Luther King was a rapist, why didn't they arrest him then? They had the evidence, right?
Because it was false.
So strike number one, even Charlie Kirk himself doesn't want to be compared to Martin Luther King. He does not even see himself in the same light. But let's go further. Charleston White.
Meanwhile, that man has more. You're not even a doctor. You're not even a doctor.
Was asked about the same thing. And his response was interesting.
You can't compare a white man in 2025
to
a Negro colored man in the 1960s.
You can't do it.
That don't even compare.
It don't.
The privilege alone separates the two.
Ain't lying.
It's easy for him to go on a college campus and never have nothing done to him.
Right.
Until he was killed. Everywhere
Which was
Dr.
orchestrated.
King went, he was threatened under danger.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right.
Dr. King say all people hold hands. Charlie wasn't talking like Dr. King.
Nope.
Charlie was talking against black people with nothing good to say.
Mind you, we call him by his first name, not Dr. King, not Dr. Kirk. You know what I'm saying? His respect ain't that high out here. You know what I'm saying? His name ain't that honorable out here.
Charleston White gives some really good reasons why the comparisons don't even hold up. Martin Luther King was leading a civil rights movement trying to dismantle racism. Charlie Kirk is a political activist / content creator whose aim was to really mobilize young conservatives, and that ideology with Turning Point, it was becoming very successful. They also had different risks and sacrifices. Now, both would lose their life to gun violence, but Martin Luther King was jailed multiple times, one time even stabbed. Did that ever happen to Charlie Kirk? Was he ever jailed for his opinion?
No.
He was never stabbed, was he?
No.
Martin Luther King also faced FBI surveillance with J. Edgar Hoover spreading misinformation or even lies on him. He received death threats. Now, this probably is also what Charlie Kirk had in common, but the framework that Kirk and Martin Luther King faced, number one, times are different. Two, the races are different. So they cannot be compared. The missions are not the same, and the risks or sacrifices are not the same.
He's right, you know.
And I'm not the only person that feels that way.
But for that ignorant ass white bitch who just jumped her
Not with the Hooter shirt, though.
ass on this mother to say that dumb ass out the side of her motherfucking neck. And if you ain't heard what she said, y'all, this goofy done said that Charlie Kirk is to white people what Martin Luther King was to black folks. Is you dumb? Is you cool?
Yeah, that shit don't make no sense.
Because there ain't no fucking comparison there.
Bro, oh my God, bro. What did white people, if he's the white Martin Luther King, what racism, what system, what did the government do? Oh my, this is just bad. It just makes no sense.
Bitch. Because there ain't no fucking comparison there.
No.
On December 20th, Netflix dropped Dave Chappelle's new stand-up, The Unstoppable, right after the Anthony Joshua Jake Paul fight. And of course, there was some commentary about Dave Chappelle.
And the whites were quick to say this. They said, Charlie Kirk is this generation's Martin Luther King. No, he's not. Yeah, that's a reach. You know, they both got murdered in a terrible fashion. They both got shot in the neck, but that's about where those similarities end.
Woo!
Thanks.
Now, it's interesting because that's the only thing they have in common. But wait, there's more.
Because Charlie Kirk is a mother internet personality. No.
Right.
Fundamentally, he can't function like Dr. King. Internet niggas are negative because they have to be.
Right.
Because nobody will engage them unless they say that makes them upset.
He ain't lying.
Charlie Kirk.
Yep. Shock factor.
Could you imagine Dr. King was behaving like Charlie Kirk?
Man.
Smash that like button and subscribe.
I mean, times are different, bro, for sure.
Follow me for more content like this.
I mean, It's
I
all the
believe
same
all
thing
black
for
people
real.
should be free. Change my mind.
It's way different though, bro. It's the same in an aspect, but it's completely different at the same time, bro. Especially whenever you go to like times and how hard it was to actually even get in the same type of in front of the same type of audience, like as far as like on a TV or whatever back then. That shit was not easy, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
I believe all black people should be free. Change my mind.
Now, this is actually funny, but it's true. You see, people on the internet, including myself from time to time, we get views or attention from saying things that are negative. It's kind of how
Trump does too. I mean, Trump whole thing is built off controversy. His whole political campaign was built off controversy. It's called marketing, bro. That's human nature at the end of the day, bro. It doesn't matter if it's a TV show. Why do you think First 48 is still running? Why do you think the Jeffrey Dahmer series was so popular? You know what I'm saying?
the internet works. Most people don't grow
That's how media works, bro.
larger or bigger without some level of controversy online. And this is no different than Charlie Kirk. I mean, he was master controversy. He said things on the internet to go viral. That was
Whether it's on the internet or a news station, it's the same shit, bro. So you gonna say that the news networks aren't YouTubers either, because they have YouTube channels and making money off of it, when that's probably their biggest source of revenue. You know what I'm saying? One of them, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
negative, talk down on communities. And if he didn't do that, nobody would really engage Charlie Kirk. I mean, he wasn't really the brightest guy, in my honest opinion, as far as, politically or intellectually.
You think the MAGA people would be as diehard as they would be if Trump wasn't the way he was?
He just
Come on
really
now.
wasn't. I mean, he just had the same kind of talking points, here or there, and that was it, right? But
I don't think we need to shit on to YouTubers or niggas who can do shit on their own, because that's a good thing that we're able to do that. You know what I'm saying? But you got to take these niggas with a grain of salt at the same time, bro. Because a lot of them is con artists, man. You know what I'm saying? They know how to sell it,
people engaged him because he was willing to say whatever he felt, especially as a white guy. And he talked about if Martin Luther King did the same thing, what would it look like? And it would look like something that's you don't take seriously. You can't compare either one of these guys to each other, because one was influential and viral. The other one, Martin Luther King,
was influential and viral.
Martin Luther King brought black people and white people together. Charlie Kirk did the opposite. And the only time
Yeah, and he influenced the people to do that. It's the same shit, bro.
he
to be
brought
honest.
black people
It's different how it's went about though, but it's the same aspect.
and white
though.
people together was the blacks that hated other blacks. Let's talk about all the blacks in Turning Point USA at one point. Brandon Tatum, Candace Owens. He only brought sellouts to Turning Point USA.
Right.
Martin Luther King brought a line of respect amongst all races, didn't try to make you change your obvious opinions
Yeah.
or your thoughts, but to at least have the conversation where there is some level of parity between groups. And then here's the part that
We
the
can
Charlie
agree
Kirk
to
fans
disagree.
don't want to understand.
I know there are a lot of Christians in this country that are sad because what he said spoke to something that they already believe.
No, they don't got white Jesus on there too in the mix. Oh my God,
And
what is this picture?
Made their
All because of words. Jesus died, Charlie Kirk. So so these Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, even King and Kirk deserve to be next to Jesus? That's insane, bro.
spoke to something that they
They made
already
that
believed.
shit the fuck up.
And it made their feeling of Christian power stronger. But here's the reality, whether because you live in a bubble where you are, or you don't interact with people from marginalized communities very much, that you don't seem to understand. His words,
Person doesn't.
his actions, the people he supported, the people that support him are people that are consistently endangering and showing hatred to marginalized communities in this country. Minorities.
Charlie Kirk, he might have done some good things, but he did so much to show so much hatred towards marginalized communities in the country. It's one thing for him to say that he isn't racist, but it's another thing for people to feel that way, to feel that they're being attacked by what he has to say. Then to compare him to Martin Luther King, who is the opposite, who tried to bring people together, who despite being spit on and hosed and all kind of different things, tried to still keep a level of the...
I watched reacting to a firefighter video. The nigga said he had believe black people burning in the house and stuff, and it's like it never caught my opinion. That never really came across my mind how like firefighters would do that. Hell, be real. Ambulance used to do it. They used to hose niggas back in the day, bro. What the fire department used to take the fire truck hose and spray your black ass with it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? During riots and protests and shit. You know? So we can't forget about them niggas neither.
It was the opposite, who tried to bring people together, who despite being spit on and hosed and all...
See, America is always going to have this problem, bro, with this racism stuff, bro, because this land is fraudulent land. You know what I'm saying? It's a mixed land, bro. You know, it's an artificial land. It's not natural to whites, blacks, or nobody. You know what I'm saying? And this is a forced society where we all have to now get along with each other and figure that out, bro. It's always going to be a problem here, bro. You could go to China, and if you're white or black, you go to China, you know what I'm saying? You can't complain about racism. You're in they shit. You know what I'm saying? You could come here and complain about racism all day, though. But I don't feel like you could go there and if you get discriminated against, hey, nigga, you went over there. You know what I'm saying? Is it right necessarily? I mean, that's up for debate, but I mean, that's literally China where Chinese people are. You know what I'm saying? It's not America. You know, they're segregated within their own race over there. You know what I'm saying? And you know, although anybody can probably go there, I don't know exactly how China is. I ain't never been there myself, but you know what I'm saying? You can't, if you go over there and you experience racism, how can you complain? You know, it's different when you come to America, though, in this artificial land, this artificial society. This shit is cat.
All kind of different things.
So this is always forever going to be a problem here, bro. It's always going to be on topic. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not an organic land, bro.
To Martin Luther King, who is the opposite.
You go to Mexico, it's the same. It's the land of the Mexicans. You know what I'm saying?
Who tried to bring people together, who despite being spit on and hosed and all kind of different things.
You're a minority there. You're not going to get as many opportunities, chances as you would in a place of your own people, bro. This is human nature we're talking about, bro. Go back to the old times, my nigga. Even before all this slave trade and all this and that, these races were segregated in their own lands, bro. Let's be real. You know, the world has just changed, and you know,
tried to still keep a level.
Not saying we can't work together. Not saying we can't not be racist or whatever, bro. But you just got to think about that, man.
Of decorum.
Take that into consideration.
The reason why this is the case, because the right doesn't have somebody that.
And then it's like, what happened to the Native Americans, bro? I'm from Oklahoma, bro. This is all Indian territory for the most part, especially in eastern Oklahoma. You're either gonna see somebody if you're Indian, you get an Indian license plate, you get an Indian card, and you get Indian benefits. It's either gonna be a white person driving that car or a black person driving that car. Where the fuck are the Native Americans? The so-called full-blood ones, they look like they're Asian or they're Mexican, some type of cross between. If they was really a real race like that, where the fuck them niggas at, and they got wiped the fuck out, and don't nobody care about them. The problem is black people. You know what I'm saying? But what happened to them though? Not saying black people, not saying don't look at black problems. But what the fuck happened to them? You know what I'm saying? You pull up next to that license plate, that Indian plate, and look and see who in that car is either gonna be a white person or a black person. Straight up.
They can look up to.
And chances is, the majority of the time is gonna be a white person.
The white right, rather, right? I mean, now you have Nick Fuentes.
The fuck are you
extreme
Indian?
White right.
You're not native.
They don't have somebody with a higher moral.
So I'm saying that this land is artificial, bro. This society is artificial. It's not. It's a constructed. It's manufactured.
And the closest they can get to that person is Charlie Kirk. He's a married guy. He's a Christian. He's faithful to his wife until Candace Owens exposed him.
Is that right?
He's the guy that pushes Jesus. So this was an opportunity for the white right to have somebody out there that was kind of squeaky clean. And that's the image that Martin Luther King had. So they're both outspoken. They both will challenge the world ideologies. And that's kind of where it stopped. But
is he outspoken, or does he know how to speak good? You know what I'm saying? Does he know how to talk?
Reality is that Charlie Kirk was this person that died before we could really understand.
I would say someone who's outspoken is someone who can speak their mind. It doesn't matter how good they are at speaking, articulating the words. You know what I'm saying? Charlie Kirk is good at articulating words. He's good at sounding like he's confident. You know what I'm saying?
That, okay, he was cheating on his wife, or he had those other things going on. And so that's what they're looking at. Okay, so this is our person who we can say is without fault. The same way that you can say that MLK was without fault. But the reality is that they don't mix. If you want to make comparisons in sports, we can do so. And we have done it. We've done it with Tom Brady and Joe Montana. There's been Magic Johnson and Anthony Hardaway. The best one is Michael Jordan and Kobe
nigga, Anthony Hardaway, nigga.
Bryant. We could even
and posted a picture of Anthony Edwards.
Say Michael Vick versus Lamar Jackson. But we can't compare apples and oranges. We got to compare things that are similar. And Charlie Kirk himself never wants to be considered Martin Luther King. So by that logic, he cannot be considered that which he looked down upon. So that's why it doesn't work. So guys, what do you think?
Yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. We on the road to 100K, okay? If you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I'll get at y'all on the next one, and I'm gone. TYP the 9.